Hello everyone, Sheyla here, and today we have Turtle Wow Paladin leveling tips plus an early AoE guide. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is you're gonna want to have tents all the time. Every 150 XP, you're gonna want to have rested XP from tents. Number two thing, kill everything in your path between questing spots. So this means if I have a quest over in the Nomergon zone, I am going to kill every NPC directly in my path. Every bear, every boar, every trog. It doesn't matter if I have a quest for it or not. I'm going to kill every NPC in my path. And I learned this from Ethane way back in the day. This is how he reached level 70 so fast. He killed everything in his path. Alright, so the next thing. Bring a friend. There are going to be some quests and some zones where you won't be able to do it by yourself. You're not going to be able to complete the objective unless you have somebody in your group, whether that be an elite quest, whether it be a particularly scary cave or zone, like this one over here in Warmode. It helps to, bring a guildmate or make friends with somebody who's already in the location. And I understand that this is more difficult now than it used to be, just because a lot of people are antisocial now. In World of Warcraft, they don't really want to group up for anything. They don't really want to talk, and that's okay. Some people just, prefer to play solitary, and, you can't force people to play how you want them to play. But if you do have a crazy, awesome, good guild with, plenty of friendly, social people, maybe shoot out a message in guild chat and say, hey, I'm in Warmode. Is anybody in the area willing to quest with me? And that way you're able to complete the objective without dying a million times or having to corpse run constantly and repair everything in your bag. And we ended up having a few close calls over here. I was with one of my old guildmates, and it was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not know if we were gonna make it out alive, just because it was so hectic and so sketchy. These caves over here are super shady. I didn't know how difficult this was around level 10, around level 11. These trog quests over here. But fortunately, we did end up making it out over here, and I'm going to trade some potions. And that's another thing. If you have like another level 60, it's a good idea just to send yourself some consumes. And that doesn't mean you want to stock up on every consume in the game, but maybe get 20 minor magic mana potions, send them to yourself, and if you're in a group, you can toss some to your friend, and your friend will think you are like the best thing since sliced bread. So over here, we went back into the cave, and again, I didn't know how sketchy these caves were gonna be. And caves are always sketchy, and we're not hardcore or anything. But like, there's just a bunch of casters, and then there were some respawns outside the door. So Sheyla is getting smacked on, and I blew my blessing of protection, so I don't really have too much to do. So I'm gonna lay on hands. We're gonna keep Sheyla up, and this is a really this is me playing at my best. I am super fortunate that I was on Paladin, because I had the tools to make this alright. If I was on any other class at the time, I probably wouldn't have survived this at all. But yeah, again, so it helps to be familiar with your class, one, and I understand that this is a Paladin leveling guide, so maybe some of you haven't played Paladin before. I don't expect you to be experts at it. However, if you watch my videos, you will be close to an expert. Whether that be my noob to sweat guide, whether that be some of my PvP guides, I've got a lot of tips and tricks and a lot of more subtler things that I do that you can discover from watching those. So make sure you check out some other videos on the channel. The older ones do not have the best quality. I was still figuring out video resolution and settings and yada yada yada. But the information stands out pretty well. Alright, so our next tip. Make time to help other people. Now this sounds sort of counterintuitive. You're like, well, why would I make time to do this? Well, here's why. It is the journey, not the destination. These are the types of things that I'm looking back on when I'm watching this footage, and I'm smiling about it. I'm not thinking about how quick I got from level 34 to 35. I'm thinking about that time I helped out that hardcore kill the elite Wendigo outside. Like that's the stuff I remember looking back at it, because I'm level 60 now. I've got a few level 60 paladins. I've got one on each server. I actually had a dream a few hours ago that made me want to make this video, where they had done some crazy changes and night elves could be paladins, and paladins could use staves. And our first talent was like we had a mirror image where like 5 of us spawned and ran off in different directions, sort of like Mirage from Apex Legends. That's why I made this video. I was just like, man, I miss WoW. But again, the stuff I remember from leveling over on Ambershire, my paladin, was the cool stuff like helping people out, and you know that like the Trog cave. So make time for memories. Okay, so here we're gonna get into the AoE part. You're going to want to spec holy out of the gate, and that doesn't mean you're going to stay holy. To be transparent, what I did was I respect every 15-20 levels or so, depending on what I was doing. So from level 10 to about level 30, I was holy. And the reason why I spec from 30 to retribution was because I opted to go for single target mob grinding, because all of the level 30 AoE zones, I was making a tour around and checking them out. They were all camped by mages. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. It's probably gonna be more efficient for me to, you know, spec a single target spec like Ret, and do what I told you before, which was kill everything in my path instead of AoE farming. But the AoE farming did work for about 3 or 4 levels, the early levels of level 20. So you're going to want to switch around a little bit. And again, having a main who can send you gold is going to help out with this. So the fact that I had my Hunter Nytherian enabled me to not only send gold to myself, not only send the consumes to myself. Remember the Trog cave? I gave Sheyla some potions. It also let me send gear to myself. And you want to use Eagle gear until level 52. That's huge. Eagle gear is going to be fantastic for you for AoE and in PvP. And you can have several sets. That's what I did. So what I did was I ran in here with Seal of Wisdom up, and I judged Wisdom on my target, not because they were going to stay up for a long time, but to have the Holy Judgment proc. So you're going to want to spec into Holy Judgment. So once I had the Holy Judgment up, and you can see it by the little power aura to the right here, that lets me know that I have Holy Judgment up. That's going to give me a reduced Holy Light. So my Holy Light's going to be cast in 1.5 seconds instead of 2.5, which is super good. And then I'm going to recast Wisdom on myself. It's a regeneration rotation. That's why you're seeing all this mana come back. And then I'm just going to Holy Strike, which costs no mana, and cycle between my targets. And this is important. I do have Consecration, but you can do this before you have Consecration and just pull like maybe 1 or 2 mobs less. And you just keep Retribution Aura up, and so long as you're regenerating mana with your regeneration rotation, which is just have Seal of Wisdom up, cast Wisdom on your target, then recast Wisdom on yourself, and then just Holy Strike, Holy Strike, Holy Strike. So long as you're regeneration rotationing and you judge on your target every now and then to keep your Holy Judgment stack up, which again is the talent that's going to allow me to cast a Holy Light in 1.5 seconds. So long as you're doing those two things, you should be okay. You can just sort of like cycle between targets one at a time. You know, just sit in your consecration. But the most important thing is regenerating mana and also taking the pushback talent. I think it's like, what is it? Spiritual focus. If you take those pushback talents, which is going to, sorry, there's a truck, which is going to make your healing spells have a 70% chance to ignore pushback. By the time you cast that 1.5 second Holy Light, you should be okay. Like, you know, you shouldn't be getting crazy pushback. So you can start doing this maybe at level like 18, 19. I started around level 21, I think. But you can do this until you see fit. All right, next tip. PvP at the 8 and 9 levels of your bracket. So what does that mean? That means at 18, 19, 28, 29, 38, 39, 48, 49, 58, 59. So the reason why we do the 8 and 9 is because you are going to have a considerable level advantage on everybody else in the bracket, and you will be able to hit other people at your level. So if you went in at 40 or 50, oh, stay with your goddamn team. You are a support class. I don't know how many times I have to say this. So many selfish ret paladins who are like, I'm ret, I'm gonna do big number. It's like, dude, you're not playing the class correctly. And you're a detriment to everybody around you. You know, you guys would be winning if you knew how to play your class, but you're an airhead, so you do not know how to play your class, and you do not take direction well. Because anytime anybody tells you that you're capable of healing, you tell them they're a moron, which is just blatant projection. So yeah, make sure you stay with your class and make sure you're healing people. Make sure you're removing sheep off people if you're capable. I don't have Dispel magic yet, so I can't take that sheep off him, but I can make sure he has freedom. I can make sure he's disease free, and I can make sure I'm healing him. So you're going to do what you can do, especially at the early levels. You're not going to have all the tools in your tool belt, but you're going to do what you can do. See, we made that mage just go away. Like, we didn't end up killing him, but he's no longer a threat. He's no longer a factor. Now, here is this low-level thing. This is why we're coming in at the 8 and 9 levels of the bracket. Look at this guy. He has no chance to kill. I got my eagle gear. I've got like 1.5k HP. I've got like 1.8k mana. He is not able to hit me, and dude, like I'm just pouncing on him, you know. So this is why we come in at these levels. It's advantageous because your enemy, who is a low level, is not going to be able to hit you. And you're going to be able to hit other people around your level. If you're coming in at 21, 22, or you're coming in at level 10, level 11, you're not going to be able to hit everybody who's smart, who came in at those 28, 29, 18, 19. You're not going to be able to hit anybody. Not only that, they're going to have a tremendous gear advantage on you. So, you know, what I recommend you do is from, you know, maybe let's take the 20 to 29 bracket as an example. From 20 to 25, you're going to do your quests. From 25 to 27, you're going to just spam dungeons. Just get your 10 XP, do your dungeons. You're going to get the gear. Now you have the gear. You have your level, your 27. You hit 28 in that dungeon. You finish that dungeon up. Straight to Battlegrounds with Warmode on. You're going to want to use Warmode. Use Warmode. Use Warmode. You need to turn Warmode on. Warmode is important. God damn it, please turn Warmode on. The reason why I am reiterating this is without Warmode, you're gonna get a considerable amount of XP, but it's not going to be the same as if you had Warmode turn on. So what am I saying? if you go into a battleground and you don't have Warmode turned on, it's about the same as if you quested or if you were in a dungeon. If you turn Warmode on, you will level up in probably about an hour, which is huge at level 58, 59. That's it for me, guys. I hope you had some info that helped you out. Have a good day and peace.